Chelsea Football Club looks set to be busy apparently because Victor Osimhen has got 3 offers on the table and one of them's from Chelsea. That's according to reputable sources in France because they're saying PSG is involved as well. We've got an update regarding Tel's future at Bayern Munich. A lot of Chelsea fans have convinced themselves we're going after this player, that he's on our list. Well, his agent and Fabrizio have come out to dunk on our head tops and said that's not going to happen. Williams' move to Barcelona could be breaking down, and the Athletics somehow put 2 and 2 together and is linking Chelsea with the club player again. I don't know about that one, mate. And finally, Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher was at the Euros and it looks like it's time to sort his future out because the minute the Euros ended, what has happened? The rumours have started again and it looks like Atletico Madrid might be leading the way. Tottenham Hotspurs are not too far behind. So before we get started, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on all of the stories that we're going to talk about. And now, let's get started with the video without further ado. I want to start with the first story, and I think this is the biggest one of all. Victor Osimhen has been stuck in a predicament at Napoli that I always tell players not to do. Any player that watches this channel, anybody that listens to this and knows a player, tell him this news because it's great information. When they give you a new contract, when you have 2 years left and they say, here's a little pay rise, there's a gentleman's agreement, here's a release clause, you can leave, don't sign it. The minor pay rise you get in the short term is outweighed by the negatives that come with it. Purely based on the fact, just think about it, right? Victor Osimhen would have had 12 months left on his deal. Napoli would have had to sell him for 50, 60 million pounds. Because otherwise the player walks out for free next summer. Yet he re-signs a new contract, they give him a nice little pay bump, and they promise him he can leave. Now he's stuck at Napoli because nobody wants to pay the 115 million that they're asking for. It's ridiculous. Players don't learn. However, he's got 3 offers on the table, according to Fabrice Hawkins. For those of you that don't know, Fabrice Hawkins is a journalist from France. He is extremely reliable when it comes to French players or clubs involving French, that are French basically. So whenever it comes to PSG, I listen to him. He claims there are 3 offers on the table. One from Saudi Arabia, one from PSG, who believe they need a new number 9. Again, they've already got Colomwani and Icardi last year. That's like 150 million pounds worth of strikers. Apparently it's not good enough for them. And now he is convinced that Chelsea Football Club are involved. What I don't understand here is this is completely different to what we've been hearing. Fabrizio at the start of the window said, no way, Jose, this is not happening. Under no circumstances are Chelsea going to do this deal, purely based on the fact that Osimhen's wages are too high and the demands are too big. And I've said this, right? If we made Champions League, we would have been paying higher wages. Some people in the comments are getting very angry. These owners don't want to pay big wages. Nonsense. They gave Reece a new deal, Enzo a new deal, Caicedo money. They are literally paying Ben Chilwell 210k. Like, yes, there's been a little reshuffle. However, they are going to pay higher wages the minute we get into the Champions League, or they're going to lose all their prized assets. And they're not going to want to do that. So it's as simple as that. What I think is happening now, it's his agent kicking up a fuss. I think Victor Osimhen's agent is kicking up a fuss. He's getting stories out there. And what's going to end up happening is this will get settled later in the window. That's my prediction. I think at this moment in time, Chelsea are not going to budge on the wages they have offered him. And they aren't going to budge on the transfer fee that Napoli are asking. Because 115 million euros is ridiculous, in my opinion. Speaking of strikers that can play on the wing, well, Tel's one of them. The French international is absolutely amazing. Every time I've seen this kid, I've been really impressed. And what's even better to see, he plays for Bayern Munich and he's contributing whenever he gets opportunities. However, with the additions of Elise, with Musiala, Sane, and potentially Doué coming in, he's got a little problem on his hand. Because Harry Kane's there, he's not slowing down anytime soon in the Bundesliga. So what's going to happen to Tel? Well, according to his agent, nothing. He's happy to work under Vincent Kompany. He wants to stay there. He does not want to move. And at this moment in time, I don't blame him. Because I think under a new manager, especially a manager like Vincent Kompany, who likes to use young players, I think he's going to get opportunities. And it's a matter of him taking it. Furthermore, his agent also said, at this moment in time, we're not considering the Premier League, nothing. Fabrizio came out and Fabrizio reiterated this. He said Chelsea fans have been very excited about this. They've been asking him a lot of questions about this. However, this move doesn't work out because the player has no interest in leaving Bayern Munich. And all I'm going to say is, I think Chelsea fans, we've all sat down and we're like, okay, we need a striker and a left winger, or a striker and a right winger, someone that can play in that position. Ooh, Tel can play the two of the positions, left wing, and he can play up in the number 9 role. Let's link ourselves to him. And with Twitter, it's so easy, right? A big account tweets it and all of a sudden everyone starts retweeting it, and then journalists see it and they jump on it by releasing stories linking a player with no credible information, and boom, it's like spread all around. Don't believe it. Tel's not coming to Chelsea. That's the end of it. I hate to be one of those Debbie Downers, you know, the ones that always have to put the mood out. But I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But the Athletic today woke up and they said, you know what, the Euros are over, we're going to get involved with the transfer rumours. And all of a sudden, they just decided to proceed with giving us some evidence that we already know, some information that we already know, and then just giving us a whole lot of nothing. So let me explain to you. They said Barcelona have financial problems. We know this. They said Barcelona want Nico Williams. We know this. However, Barcelona can't afford Nico Williams. Once again, we know this. Yet, so Chelsea have an opportunity because they've done a lot of the groundwork. Well, no, that's not true. Whilst Chelsea and many other clubs around Europe would happily pay the 50 million euros for Nico Williams, there's one big problem. He already makes 200k a week. So to get Nico Williams, you need to push him up to 300k. He's not worth that money. I'm sorry, under no circumstances is he worth 300k a week and breaking your wage structure and the ramifications of what come with that. Because then Caicedo wants that, Enzo wants that, Cole Palmer wants that, Reece James will want that, and you've all of a sudden just inflated your wages when a player of that magnitude can't demand. He's 21 years old. Yes, he's won the Copa del Rey and the Euros, but realistically speaking, you want more than 5 league goals before you give someone that kind of deal. And more importantly, the biggest one of all, have we not been through this with Barcelona already? Do we not know what's going to happen? Barcelona, at the moment, let me explain to you, are in trouble because they are over the revenue threshold. So the revenue you generate, there's a certain percentage, and I think it's 80% of it has to cover your staffing costs, your wages, everything, right? It can't be above that threshold. They are, and they're big, like massively above it. What La Liga did was, instead of telling them, nah, you just have to sell or you can't buy, they want to keep Barcelona competitive because it's bad for their league if Real Madrid run away with it, right? So what they do with them every year nearly is, you can do a 1 in, 1 out policy. So basically, if you get rid of 400k wages, you can add on 400k wages, but we're hoping that you're going to be responsible enough and not do that. And that's what's been happening in the last few years, and Barca have slowly been lowering the wages. However, not at the pace that, in my opinion, they should be doing it at. La Liga don't care. As long as their team is competitive, they don't care. So what's going to happen? They're going to sell a few players. And then what's going to happen? They're going to go get Nico Williams off Bilbao. And if they don't get him this summer, they'll get him next summer because the kid wants to go there. He most probably supports Barcelona for all we know, right? And the reality is, he's in no rush to leave Bilbao. Like, he is happy in Bilbao. His brother's there. It's the team that he grew up like playing for, and he's doing really well. He's the star man. There's limited pressure. He's getting paid well. Why would he want to leave? There's no rush. There's absolutely no rush. Final piece of news is regarding Conor Gallagher. And I think this is where it gets very interesting, because Conor Gallagher is a very interesting player purely based on the fact that Chelsea want to get rid of him. He doesn't want to leave. And with each passing day, because he's got less than 11 months left on his contract, we are all having a depreciating asset on our hands. And this is where it gets interesting. He went to the Euros, and I think his stock went down in the Euros because a lot more people saw what he couldn't do rather than what he could. Conor Gallagher, in a team that's well-oiled, structured, get him as a number 8, running around, hustle, bustle, winning the ball back, everything's done at quick pace, very good player. Conor Gallagher with time and space, against a low block, struggles. Look, some players can do X, some players can do Y. Some players are just marvellous and can do everything. Conor's not one of them, but Conor's still a good player. There are multiple clubs that are interested in Conor Gallagher, and reports in Spain are coming out that Atletico Madrid have him on a 4-man shortlist, and he is top candidate. One of the names on that list is Fofana. He is going to Milan. Apparently, his preliminary deal agreed. This is from Fabrizio Romano. The second one is someone called O'Reilly. Never heard of him, but he's going to Atalanta, apparently. There is someone called Morena, and he is a potential, but could be complicated. And number one option is Conor Gallagher. However, Conor Gallagher could be super expensive, and Atletico Madrid do not want to pay £40 million for this player. And I can guarantee you that because their first offer was 20 million euros. They were taking absolute liberty. Somebody should have been getting slapped after that offer. The minute that offer comes in, there should be a feature on the email to send back a slap. You know them ones, or back in the day we had MSN. You could literally put an emoji slap, like, and it comes through your screen and basically slaps you. That's what should have happened. The Athletic now are saying Spurs are interested. Spurs want him. It could cost them 40 to 50 million pounds. What I think this is rehashed news. And the reason why I think it's rehashed news is because we heard this over and over again. And then they went and signed that kid called Archie Gray, I think. And they spent huge money on him. I don't see Daniel Levy doing business with Chelsea to the point where, listen, 40 million, hold that, don't worry. 50 million, hold that. I don't see that happening. Personally, I don't know what's going to happen with Conor Gallagher. Because Madrid could be interested. He'll get priced out. But Spurs, I don't think they want to pay that money. And all of a sudden, we've got an asset that's losing value by each day. I don't see him agreeing a new deal because I don't think the wages we're going to offer him, he'll deem them acceptable, which I agree. He most probably wants 110k a week. Chelsea are not going to give him that because they're going to say you're not going to be a starter next year. We've got Romeo Lavia, we've got Caicedo, we've got Enzo, we've got Santos, Carney, and we've got Dewsbury Hall. You've been replaced. Last year, when they did all that business, they replaced him. And that's the sad reality. And then he went on to have a good season under Pochettino by his standards and by Pochettino's standards. But it is what it is. That's just my personal opinion. Look, you don't need to agree with me, but this is the news at this moment in time. I hope you lot enjoyed this video. Hit the like button. We are like 25 people away from 35k, so I expect to hit it. So come on, guys. Subscribe on your way out. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.